In the first example, we will show the limitations of broadcasting. We place one router, 2 switches, and 4 computers. Using straight cables, we connect PC0 and PC1 to switch 0, PC2 and PC3 to switch 1. Both switches are connected to the router. In the router CLI, we enable and configure the terminal. We configure 2 interfaces, one ending in 10.1 and the other in 21. Then we configure the PCs, PC0 and PC1 on network 10 with hosts 10 and 11, PC2 and PC3 on network 20 with hosts 10 and 11. We check that all IP addresses are correct and that the gateways correspond to each router interface address. We enter the command prompt on PC0 to test ping to the same network 10 and also ping to the other network 20. We enter the command prompt on PC2 to test ping to the same network 20 and also ping to the other network 10. Then we activate the simulation and send a broadcast ping from PC0. We see that the broadcast is limited to network 10. Then we activate the simulation and send a broadcast ping from PC2. We see that the broadcast is limited to network 20. Once the example is finished, we proceed to save the topology. In the second example, we will configure static routes between 2 routers. We place 2 routers, 2 switches, and 4 computers. Using straight cables, we connect PC0 and PC1 to switch 0, PC2 and PC3 to switch 1. We connect each switch to a router. We enter router 0, configure one interface, ending in 2.1, and configure a second interface ending in 0.1. We enter router 1, configure one interface ending in 2.1, and configure a second interface ending in 0.2. We check the addresses assigned to the router and see that the same ending 2.1 was placed twice. We enter router 0 again. We correct the interface, making sure to enter the IP 192.168.1.1. We configure PC0 with ending 110 and its gateway. We configure PC1 with ending 111 and its gateway. We configure PC0 with ending 110 and its gateway. We configure PC1 with ending 1111 and its gateway. Now in router 0, we add the static route for the network ending in 20 via 10.0.0.2. We repeat this with router 1. This type of configuration can be seen in config, then static, and it can even be configured there instead of the terminal. Now on router 0, we execute show IP route to see the routing. We also do it on router 1. We test from PC0 whether the ping to network 1 and network 2 works. We expect it to propagate and everything to connect correctly. We test from PC2 whether the ping to network 2 and network 1 works. Everything connects correctly. We finish the example and proceed to save the topology for later use. In the third example, we will show the standby routing protocol. We place 2 routers, 1 switch, and 2 computers. Using straight cables, we connect the 2 PCs to the switch, then the switch to the 2 routers. We connect the routers as decoration. On router 0, we configure the interface with network 1 and host 2, associate standby 1 with the virtual IP and priority 110. On router 1, we configure the interface with network 1 and host 3, associate standby 1 with the virtual IP and priority 100. We enter PC0 and assign the IP of network 1 with host 10 and gateway. The same for PC1 with host 11 and the same gateway. We enter PC0 and ping PC1. Then we enter PC1 and ping PC0. Everything works correctly. We enter router 0 and execute show standby. We see that this is the active router and the other is the standby router. Now we enter router 0 and turn it off, although turning it off means that if we use it later, we have to configure it again. Now that router 0 is down, we test from both PCs by pinging the other PC. We check router 1 and see it as active. The link between the routers is removed. It served no purpose, only to graphically show that they were connected. Then we save. In the fourth example, we will have a redundancy link between routers. We place 2 routers, 2 switches, and 2 computers. Using straight cables, we connect each PC to a switch, then the switches to their routers, and 2 links between the routers. We enter router 0. We configure one interface with network 1, then another interface with network 10.0, and another interface with network 10.1. We enter router 1. We configure one interface with network 2, then another interface with network 10.0, and another interface with network 10.1. We enter router 0 again to add the static routes with network 2 and the second link with a floating route of 250. We enter router 1 again to add the static routes with network 1 and the second link with a floating route of 250. After configuring the PCs as usual, we ping from PC 0 toward network 2 or PC 1 and vice versa from PC 2 to PC 1. We can observe the static routes associated from the configuration. We can even see them from each of their interfaces. Instead of turning off a router, we will turn off the interface of router 0. We observe that the link now appears in red. We ping from PC 0 to PC 1, also from PC 1 to PC 0, and we see that everything continues to work correctly. With no shutdown, we can bring the link up again without configuring it again. After finishing the example, we save the topology. In the fifth example, we will use NAT translations. We place a PC, a switch, a router, and a server simulating the internet. Using straight cables, we connect the PC to the switch, then the switch to the router, and finally the router to the server simulator. We enter router 0 and configure an interface with the 192 network. On that interface, we activate IP NAT inside. Then we configure the other interface with the 200 network. On that interface, we activate IP NAT outside. We add an access list and NAT source. We configure PC 0 with the IP 192.168.0.10, mask 24, and gateway 192.168.0.1. Now we configure server 0 with the IP 200.112, mask 24, and gateway 200.111. We enter PC 0 and test connectivity with ping toward the server. The connection works correctly. We execute the command show IPNAT translations, and we see the translations performed from local to global. We can also execute the command show IPNAT statistics to see how many translations have been performed, interfaces, hits, among others. With that, we finish the NAT example. Now we save the topology. As usual, we can find the PKT files in the PT saves directory. All the files created are located there. That is all for this video. If you liked it, subscribe, leave a like, and activate notifications. See you in the next video.